And Penrith Panthers 30, the Sydney Roosters 10 here at Bluebet Stadium. And now, here's the Penrith coach.
How you going, guys?
Hey, Ivan.
Mate, Nathan put on another show.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought he was okay tonight. One of his better performances, I think. But I think definitely he's building into his game, and I think he's still carrying an injury. So I think we'll see. Well, I think we'll see him gradually get better as he gets on.
Yeah, Ivan, it's Phil Rothfield here. Mate, what did you say to him before the game? Because, geez, I tell you, they come out flying, didn't they?
Yeah, Buzz. I basically just said to him, get out there and do your role in this team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I said get out there and do your role, and
yeah, right.
I think they did. I think they did that tonight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Coach, who stood out for you tonight? Besides the obvious.
Obviously Nathan, but I think a huge one for us tonight was Brian Toto. Actually, he does a lot of work out of the backfield for us, and I think that work he did early definitely preserved our forwards for the back end of the game. And we saw a lot of tries in that first half, which I think definitely won us the game. But I think Brian was instrumental for that.
Ivan, you've earned a week off now, which, as you know, is invaluable. What are the plans?
Well,
yeah, right.
I'm actually going to play golf with some of the board members at the moment.
Oh, right.
That's why I've got my golf stuff on, and we're heading actually down the south coast to play golf. I think
right.
Nathan's going to come down as well. So
whereabouts are you going?
Gerringong. Just going to go down to Gerringong. Yeah. So
right.
We're going to play down there, Phil, and it's going to be good. I
think right.
Gowie and some of those old boys are going to come down as well. So it'll be good. Phil.
Oh, yeah, right. Geez, I tell you what, the Moses Leota and Fisher Harris, geez, I don't know what you're feeding them, but they were fired up, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, I can answer that straight off the bat, Phil. All grass-fed meats, and
right.
We have a dietitian that looks after most of that stuff. So, they've been instrumental, and we're definitely going to miss Fish at the Warriors next year.
Yeah. Do the players drink alcohol, Ivan?
Yeah, Phil. I think they do, Buzz.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think most players do.
Just finally, mate, you've got, of course, Nathan, who's fantastic, and then you've got young Chet. Geez, I tell you what, you can produce them.
Yeah, well, I suppose now's the best time to say than anything, Phil. I'm actually looking at maybe starting my own side business of, I suppose it's a sperm bank, but I'm thinking about calling it Striving. Yeah. So
right.
People can come and create their own little athletes, and maybe they'll one day grow up to be immortals as well, Phil.
There was a play on words somewhere in there. Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Coach.
Good on you. Ivan.
Thanks.
Yeah, right.
And now, here's the Roosters coach.
Ready? That way, mate. Hey, Dave.
Well, Coach, how are you feeling?
I think it's pretty clear. Probably need a drink or two or three.
Hey, Coach, this is Bulldog Richie from the Rugby League Week. I was just asking, the team got off to a slow start. What do you put that down to?
Well, look, when you go into finals games, one of the most important things is you've got to be up emotionally. That's critical. When you're up emotionally, that's what brings out your physicality and your aggression in defence. For whatever reason, they just outmatched us there. We lacked desperation. If you look at that first set of six, like Nathan gets the ball in that last tackle. Our first set of six, firstly, was so defensively so passive. But last tackle, one bloke we spoke about all week was pressuring Nathan Cleary. He gets the ball in the last tackle, no one is near him. Like we're backpedaling. And I think that was just probably emblematic of our performance.
Coach, thoughts on Penrith tonight? They were pretty strong, especially from the get-go.
Well, there's a reason they're going for four in a row, isn't it? And look, they were terrific. They're powerhouses. Fisher, Harris, and Leota from the first carry, they were coming off the back fence. Isaiah Yeo, tonight he did far less passing. He just ran the football. Dylan Edwards, his usual brilliant self, and Nathan Cleary's a genius. No two ways about it. He's they were 10 out of 10.
Coach, how do you think your halves went tonight?
Well, look. The bottom line is that your halves can't do anything if your forwards aren't rolling forward and giving them time and space and building some momentum. But I will say this, young Sandon Smith, he will get so much out of that. That for him, that is priceless experience, because you come here, his first finals game, you're playing the Premiers, Penrith, in Penrith. Doesn't get any harder. And I thought Sandon, Luke did everything they possibly could. But, the problem didn't lie there. The problem, in my opinion, lay in the forwards.
Coach, the forward pass, what's your thoughts?
What's your thoughts?
You're the coach, mate.
Well, you obviously, you know it all. Some of the stuff you've been writing. I tell you, mate, I'll just give you a little bit of warning, brother. There's an imbecile writing articles and putting your name to it.
The fans want to know,
Well,
Coach.
okay, look, it wasn't forward. It was on our way to be a try, but at the bottom line, that didn't cost him. That didn't cost us. All our problems were self-inflicted wounds.
Your decision to keep Spencer Leniu off the field for a little bit, and by the time he'd come on, it was already 22-0. What was your reasoning there?
Oh, mate, I don't know. I forgot about him. Look, we went in with a plan. Spencer's come off the bench plenty of times. In hindsight, okay. If I had my time again, there's no doubt about it. We needed to match him emotionally. He's probably our emotional trigger. He should, in hindsight, he should have started. That's the bottom line. We needed someone out there to match Leota and Fisher Harris. None of our blokes did. And look, I follow my sword. It was the wrong decision. When I finally got him on there, it was 22-0, and I don't think he'd be happy about it.
Who was your best in that, Coach?
Our best player tonight. No, not him. I don't know. Sam Walker.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah. By the way, he didn't get Sam Walker didn't play. Yeah, good on you.
Full time here at Amy Park. Melbourne 37, Cronulla 10. And you're going to hear here first. Here's the Melbourne Storm head coach.
Bellyache.
Yeah.
Incredible performance tonight, Bellyache.
I thought they were okay. I thought they were okay. A try before half time probably wasn't something that I was too satisfied with, if I'm being completely honest. And yeah.
Mate, saw you smiling up in the coach's box at one point, Bellyache, letting your guard down a little bit, huh?
No,
Yeah,
actually, I saw a kid in the stands get hit with a ball, and his front tooth fell out. So I thought that was kind of funny. I didn't think I wasn't too pleased with the performance tonight, Buzz.
Geez, you're a tough marker. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Coach, Harry Grant, phenomenal tonight. How does he compare to the great Cameron Smith?
I think they're two different players. Harry's definitely a lot quicker. He's a lot better of a runner than Cameron was. Lifts more weight than Cameron. But Cameron is one of those players that he really dominated the final series. He was excellent kicking game, a lot better than Harrison, and a lot more deceptive around the ruck. So they both bring their strengths to the game, and I think he's going to be right up there. As a captain, as a leader, he's a terrific person in the playing group, and he definitely brings a lot to our side, as you can see tonight.
Coach, did you see Big Nelson scuffle with Toby Rudolph in the second half?
Yeah, I did. Is there a question following that as well?
I just want to know your thoughts on it. I know a few years back you got in a scuffle overseas, and you'd have to fear for your life if you were coming up against Big Nelson.
Yeah, well, I think everyone's seen him in the ring earlier in the year, and I think he's definitely an experienced boxer, and I think anyone would be stupid to try to fight him out there on the field. Toby Rudolph definitely's got some big cags trying to pull on Big Nelson.
Tell you what, mate, bloody Munster was good. Make money, mate. Make money. He was good, mate. Ran the ball. He looks like he's back to his 100% fitness.
Yeah, well, I think that was probably the big moment for me, Buzz. I think
right.
The first 2 minutes when he got out and he faked to drop Nelson or Sofa Solomona off and he scored himself, I think that was probably a good sign that he was in for a big game.
Yeah, right.
So I think especially that's been our focus all week. The start of if you can start fast in a big game, you actually win the ball game 90% of the time. I think of the last 10 years, whoever's scored first in a grand final has actually gone on to win. So, that's a stat for you, Phil.
Jot that one down. Make money, money, make money, money.
Thank you, Coach.
Money, money, money.
Here's the Cronulla Sharks head coach.
Just this table's a little bit flimsy. Don't knock it over.
Excuse me, Coach, just to start that, the initial start to that game off the kickoff, what were your thoughts with how you started that game?
Look, here's the thing. I don't blame Will. Pappenhausen, he hit it pretty sweet. Probably underestimated the breeze behind that Paps had behind him. Look, hey, this is the thing, right? In a game, things go wrong at the start. Right? It's just going to happen. The really imperative things are when things go wrong, firstly, you're able to defend the error, and secondly, you've got to forget about the error. Right? We did neither. We let that error bleed into our performance.
You found it hard to get forward today, Coach.
Yeah, we did. We were extremely indecisive in yardage. Yardage, bringing the ball out of trouble. The thing about it is it's all about simplicity. Just playing dead straight, getting forward, playing the ball quick. For whatever reason, we didn't know whether we want to go forward. We didn't know whether we wanted to go sideways. Yeah, they belted us in the yardage battle. We were just totally indecisive. In fact, after that initial error, I reckon for the next 25 minutes, we just looked completely off balance.
You said during the week you were going to play them hard through the middle and shift the ball a lot. What was your thoughts on the attack?
The attack was poor. There's a couple of reasons for it. Look, we play our best football, right? We play our best football when we do less, when we play simple. There was a game a little bit earlier, and against Melbourne, in Melbourne, and it was a day game where we beat them, right? Now, the reason we beat them is because we were forced to play simple. There was no Nico, there was no Trindle, right? We had young Atkinson, and we had Blake Brayley in the halves. Now, because we had that, because we were missing our halves, we had to play simple football. But guess what? It worked for us. Straight power football, and we played through the Melbourne Storm. I reckon if there's something that probably typifies our performance, if you look at what could have been our first penalty we knock it into touch, right, run halfway. We knock it forward, and this is the perfect opportunity to roll forward and to set our compass right. And we went 2 passes to the middle. Then we do another first receiver play to the edge. Then we take another first receiver pass back into the middle, and then we come back with another first receiver play. It was just so sideways. We're just skimming across the face of the defence. That's where you've got to roll your sleeves up early in the contest and you drive through just very basic, simple football and you set your compass right. We just didn't do it.
Geez, Coach, Cam McGuinness, what a warrior. He looked quite smashed up by the end of the game.
Yeah, he is a warrior. He was excellent. I mean, that's the thing, at the end of the day, you get beaten up. Well, mate, he's a footballer. It's the nature of the game. He's not modelling for Vogue, is he?
Thoughts on the Storm? They were pretty good tonight. How good do you think they were?
Storm were fantastic. Storm were typical Melbourne Storm. We knew what we were going to get. And the thing about it is with the Melbourne Storm, right, if they win the yardage battle and they get forward, then straight away you got Harry Grant jumping out of dummy half. And when Harry Grant jumps out of dummy half, that brings Munster into play. It brings Jerome Hughes and Paps into play. When they get forward and those blokes start drilling through the middle of the field, it's rugby league's version of a damn wall bursting. And that was a tale of the tape. Harry Grant in particular was magnificent. And Munster, from the first time he carried the football, he just ran at us and he tormented us every time he had it.
Was there anyone you can pick out of tonight that was stood out from the rest of the pack on your side?
I don't know, mate. What I'll go away and it's a team game. You don't sort of single anyone out, in my opinion, for praise nor criticism. So I'll go and have a look at the tape, and that's probably something I have to answer in hindsight. Anyway, I'll see. Mate, someone's got to do something about this table. Fair dinkum. Someone's going to knock it over.
28-16, North Queensland Cowboys defeating the Newcastle Knights. And here is the Cowboys winning coach.
Well, what do you reckon, boys? Looks like an extra.
Is that funny, is it?
Oh, I was just saying you look like one of the Scat Brothers.
We actually run out to the Scat Brothers.
Great song, Life of the Outpost.
Mm.
Yeah. I used to dance to that at the old DCMs back in the day, and at the Forestville Tavern as well. I tell you what, Dean Ritchie here from the Daily Telegraph. Just want to congratulate you, Todd. Great performance. Fair bit of pressure on there for a while. The Knights certainly come at you. Kalen Ponga was terrific. Really good. He really tested you guys out. And I thought Scott Drinkwater was good. I thought he matched a lot of what Kalen did. I actually thought your back rowers were pretty good. Heelan Lukey, geez, he's come on leaps and bounds, going fantastic. And I think he's a Queensland local, or maybe a Townsville local. Nenai's starting to find his mojo.
Is there a question following this as well, Bulldog?
Do you reckon you look like the bloke from Star Trek, Men the Merciless?
I've never seen it. I've never seen Star Trek.
Coach Scott Drinkwater was outstanding tonight. How important is he going to be in this final series?
Oh, he's massive. He's massive to our team, and he's massive in this final series. I think when Scott Drinkwater shows up and plays like Scott Drinkwater, he's the best, nearly the best player in the NRL.
Yeah, g'day, Phil Rossfield, Daily Telegraph and NRL 360. What are you going? Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. What did you think about Kalen Ponga? He was pretty red hot tonight. Yeah, right.
I think he was pretty red hot, Phil. I think we did a lot of work on him during the week. We know that he's their main man where he goes, and he's their biggest danger threat. So
yeah, right.
I think when Kalen Ponga's on fire, that's when Newcastle win. And I think he had some really good moments tonight. I think he had some moments I think he'd want back, and I think obviously we come back on top, so we obviously did a pretty good job.
I grew up in Newcastle. Yeah.
Coach, did you see? Coach, did you see Big Jason Taumalolo's hit on Leo Thompson in the second half?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I did see that big hit, and I mean Jason's been doing that his whole career. So I think he's probably hasn't been his performance has probably been under criticism the last couple of years. Probably not replicating his form of what he used to be, but that's what Jason brings to our team. And he's a different player than what he was 3 or 4 years ago. But he was instrumental in our win.
Todd, it's Bulldog Richie again. You got the Sharks next week. They were disappointing. It's going to be a challenge. Fitzy's going to have them up. Toby Rudolph, he's going to be a handful. Nico Hines, I can see him bouncing back. We've got a couple of guys. I thought Blake Brayley was quite sharp at a dummy half.
Is we going through the whole team list? Is there anybody else you want to talk about? And is there a question following this?
No.
Coach, who stood out for you tonight?
I mean, we talked about Scotty Drinkwater earlier, but I think Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden's been doing it all year for us, and I think he gets a reward at the end of the game there with a little show and go, and he gets a try in week 1 of finals up in North Queensland. So I think at the end of the day, he epitomises what we're all about. We're still North Queenslanders.
Scotty Drinkwater grew up in Central Coast, and that's not far from Newcastle. I grew up in Newcastle. Yeah.
Coach, 1 second, please, Coach.
Just one more.
Just going to ask you, you said a statement just before, we're still North Queenslanders. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, it means we're from North Queensland.
Well, the question was about who stood out for you tonight.
Yeah. And we're still North Queenslanders, so.
Oh, some of that Queensland bullshit, the Slaterism, is it?
Thanks, Coach.
Go on. Yeah, right.
And now you're going to hear from the Newcastle Knights losing coach.
Go on. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Oh, another season over.
Coach, thoughts on the match?
I'm proud of the boys. A difficult place to come up here in the heat and humidity in Townsville. Packed stadium, a lot of noise. I thought 28-16, not a true indication of the game. I thought that it was a really tight game, and there were a couple of things that happened in the game that could have went our way. There was the intercept with Kyle Felt. I mean, Felt doesn't pick that off, then that's a 6-point swing our way. That could have been the difference. But, that's... Yeah, 28-16, no indication. I thought it was a really tough battle, and I thought we were excellent, particularly in defence.
Coach, like your jacket, I just wanted to say, what do you think cost you the game tonight?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, like your shirt too, bro. cost us? Probably just a few fundamental errors. Oftentimes when you come into these really big games in finals, you think about all the things you got to do. Sometimes, all the tricks and the flicks and the game plans and everything. The thing about it is winning big games, winning really big games, whether it's test matches, origins, grand finals or finals matches, you just need to do the key, simple fundamentals well. The catch, the pass, making your tackles, nailing your kicks. If you do those things well, you're going to win. And we just let ourselves down on 2 or 3 occasions. Drop simple balls. That's at the end of the day. That was the thing that cost us. Not a lack of effort, just a lack of execution here and there.
Coach, what are the expectations for next season?
The bottom line is, once again, we've crept into the 8 and been bowled out a little. We've been knocked out week 1, or last year we got into week 2, but we're below our expectations. Look, it's time for us. It's time for Newcastle to take that next step. That's the thing. So we've got to go away in the off season. We've got to work on our football. We've got to come up with a game plan. We're going to come up with some principles that next year, and I guarantee we'll do it next year, we're going to be starting to beat the teams like Storm, and we're going to be beating teams like the Penrith. That's what we're going to do. And when you can beat Storm and Penrith, then you can beat anyone. You put yourself in a position to win the competition.
Hey, Coach.
Sorry, is there something? Sorry, there's a laugh. Did I say something funny there? Was there?
No, sorry. I was just thinking about my next question. Is there anybody that has stood out for you guys maybe in that Newcastle squad above the pack this year?
So what I'm just trying to work out what was the punchline in that question. If you were laughing at your next question, what was that? Because it sounded like to me that you were having a little shot at what I said about next year being in a position to win the competition.
Oh, no, I thought it was funny
there's a reason why you're sitting there holding a pen and paper and I'm sitting here behind the desk. We're in the nice tracksuit as the coach. So, mate, if you can just a little bit of respect goes a long way, righto? You respect me, I'll respect you.
Is there anyone that stood above the pack this year for you guys, your squad?
I tell you what, I thought Dylan Lucas had a really good season. He's really come of age. He whether it be in the back row or in centres, when he plays centres, he's you see when he carries the ball, he's mighty. They can't. He wins the tackle all the time. Always gets in his front. He always gets a quick play of the ball. He was tremendous. But look, if you're going to talk about who was our best player, Kalen Ponga. Oh, God, if I had 17 Kalen Pongas. Oh. Anyway, I'll leave you with that.
24-22. Manly Seagulls over the Canterbury Bulldogs here at Accor Stadium. And now here's the winning Manly coach. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Coach?
Yes, Dean Ritchie, Daily Telegraph. I just want to say off the top, what a magnificent win.
Yeah.
And having grow up in the Manly area, just up there at Forestville local, I can only imagine how much the community is going to be proud of this side. And it really was a struggle. I mean, you were up against it for so long.
Yeah,
but you managed to pull it out. Daly Cherry Evans, magnificent.
Yeah.
Turbo, injured, but got it done.
Yeah.
It was terrific. And yes.
Yeah, well, you're right there, Bulldog. I think we really showed that Manly spirit tonight. And we've tried to be as connected as we possibly can to be to the community all year. And that's one thing we found, that when Manly weren't firing, that lack of connection to the community, and that's something that we really try to get back this year. So yeah, Bulldog, thanks for your question.
Coach, the Dogs started fast. How did you manage to come away with it in the end?
Well, I think that's a good question, really. I think we probably got away with the win in the end because of our resilience. Players like Jake Travojevic, I think, he really epitomises what our culture's about. Although we were under the pump most of the time, I'm pretty sure that they had possession, that we had no field position. But in that Manly mentality, we ended up getting away with the win because that's who we are internally.
So Phil Rothfield, NRL 360 and Daily Telegraph at the Broncos. Like, what happened?
Oh, mate, I'm not going to comment on any of that at the moment.
Yeah,
Phil.
right.
Coach, Daly Cherry Evans, ageing like fine wine, in terrific form again.
He is, and thanks for asking that question as well, by the way. I mean, Daly's been instrumental for us. Without a shadow of a doubt, he's someone that we want to build his club around. I'm pretty sure he's got at least.
Was Turbo fit? Was he? Because he clutched his shoulder a couple of times. Look, so was he fit? Should he have taken the field?
Well, it's an excellent question, Phil, and I appreciate you asking it.
Yeah, right.
I I think Turbo was fit, and he wouldn't have gone there unless he thought he was fit enough and to play the game. And I was actually really proud of his efforts tonight. He did a really excellent job.
When the eagle runs.
Yeah.
Was that playing in the shed? Did you do the team song? Do the eagle roll?
That's actually not the team song. We run out to that song.
Yeah,
Phil,
right. Yeah. What is the Manly victory song?
Oh, Phil, I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm not going to go into that.
Mate, who was your best tonight? There was a culmination of players that were playing in good
Yeah. I think my favourite probably out there was Hamole Olakawatu. I think Big Hamole, he was probably the game breaker for us. Yeah, right. We didn't really look like making a line break or scoring. And then we gave Hamole the ball a couple of times and he beat 3 or 4 tackles and made some consistent line breaks for us. So, but we'll go back and we'll have a look at the tape and we'll probably be able to make a more dictated decision earlier in the week.
Thanks, Coach.
Just one more thing, Dean Ritchie, just once again proud. You've really made us proud. See, well done. Excellent.
And now you're going to hear from the losing coach.
Lovely jacket, Coach.
Yeah, thanks. I borrowed it off the captain of the HMAS Launceston. So,
Geez, the boys are up early for the game tonight, Coach.
Oh, they were. I was really happy. That's a key ingredient when you go into these games, is getting up for it physically and emotionally. And our blokes were sky high, and I reckon the crowd had a bit to do with that. Our crowd all season have been magnificent. They've really ridden the wave with us, and it was pretty amazing for the players after some of those wins at the back end of the year to hear people celebrating in the streets of Belmore. It makes you really proud, actually, to be associated with this club in any form, let alone being the head coach. So, yeah, our boys started really, really well. It was terrific.
Many of us here have thought that you guys might have been the better team tonight. What was the difference in the end?
You know, I reckon the difference was, you know, we did a lot of little things here and there. We had an error here and there, but at the end of the day, I put it all down to we didn't have a lot of experience in finals football. A lot of those young players, it was their first crack at the finals, and that told. There was just little things that happened. Like, we started really physical. We got into them, and sometimes that physicality just spilled into ill discipline. You saw that thing in the second half where we had field position, Manly heading into a heavy wind, and we gave them a couple of penalties. There was a situation with Joshy Curran. We pushed Daly Cherry Evans. The referee gave them a penalty, gave them field position. It was just little things like that cost us, and a lot of that is down to experience. Lacking experience in big games.
You really built this year as a club, Coach. What does next year look like?
Yeah, it's really important that we continue to grow. We've seen with other sides this year. Don't want to talk about other football teams, but an example has been the Brisbane Broncos, where they've had success, and with that came adulation. But unfortunately, with that come a degree of I don't know. As again, I don't want to speak for Kevy's side, but I don't know whether it was complacency or. But basically, that sort of stuff can throw you off balance. And although we've been knocked out the first week of the finals, our goal was to play finals football. We achieved that. We had some great wins. We did some great strides forward. When our players have got to be able to handle the positive press that comes to their way collectively and individually. When they walk down the street, in Belmore, fans coming up and shaking their hands and patting them on the back and wanting to buy them a beer, that can be tricky. That can eat into your desire for the following season. This year, our goal was to play finals football. We achieved it. Next year, we've got to think about top 4. That's what we've got to do. Next year's about taking that next step. Next step is top 4. When you make top 4, then you're in a position to win the comp. So, top 4 football.
Coach, what does the next couple of days look like for you and your squad?
Well, Mad Monday. So, get on the piss, take our kit off, sing Sweet Caroline. Thanks, boys. Thank you. And just quickly, thank you for support this year. Just, if we start losing a couple of games next year, just, be nice. Thanks, lads.